throwing the ball better. Last Thursday he had his best scrimmage. He had a good day today. So is Justin, and Noel's coming along. So I do believe we can throw the football, but it's going to be protection first. I'll go through each one. Miles, comfortable in the pocket, pocket presence, better at handling pressure. The defensive line's in his face. Justin McMillan definitely is fantastic on extending plays with his feet. Has gotten a lot better on his reads. Noel Narcisse has lost weight. He's 228 pounds. He's in good shape. He's studying as hard as any quarterback we have. He runs the ball very well. He's got one of the strongest arms, might be the strongest arm out there. And he's made tremendous improvement on his accuracy and his reads.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Tigers Roar. I'm Tommy Krysan along with Jordy Hultberg. And you heard from Ed Orgeron. Tiger football back at spring practice after a 11-day break for spring break on the campus. And got baseball, got gymnastics, softball, the Masters Golf Tournament. There's a lot of stuff going on as we roll into the month of April.
How was your Easter?
Very good. I thought the Easter Bunny found me, the grandkids. It was quite the scene.
What's your go-to candy?
Reese's Cups.
I'm Heavenly Hash.
I'm okay with Heavenly Hash.
I stick it in the freezer and then pull it out. Oh. Pecan rolls.
I'm a Reese's Cup guy. I always have been.
See, I can get that anytime.
They do the little
I get Reese's Cup anytime.
That's true. I like the Goldbrick eggs from over in Ponchatoula.
Okay.
The Elmer's factory, which is, they make them for the whole world. Right there in Ponchatoula.
Just space them out so you don't gain too many
Oh,
LBs.
yeah. Well, I mean, the grandsons had it all over the place.
Absolutely.
And then, my daughter Bridget, she got to make sure that all three baskets had the same amount of each item in it because they'll start battling.
On Good Friday, we had the Tremonti's crawfish. Oh, my God. If you haven't had their crawfish, it's phenomenal.
Boiling them every day now.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's
phenomenal
good stuff.
So good.
Well, Jordy, I mean, there's a lot to get to on this week's edition of Tigers
I'm very
Roar.
sad. I'm very sad.
Why is that?
College basketball's over.
Well, that's what I was going to say. We got to talk about this
over.
Monday night earlier this week. Villanova wins again by double digits in the tournament. I thought they were the better team. Certainly Monday night they were the better team, and that's 2 titles in 3 years. Jay Wright. I don't know what else we can say that hadn't been said, but late in the first half of that game, Villanova kind of took over, and you had that feeling Michigan's not going to win this game.
Michigan was playing great.
That big
and they
guy.
look up at the scoreboard and they're 9 down. Like,
Right.
Oh my God, it's deflating. And Brunson hadn't done anything, but how about Dante DiVincenzo? He was spectacular. So they're fun to watch, and they sprague you out. They can all shoot. If you don't, if you challenge them, they'll take you off the dribble, go to the goal. If you go to help on that, they find the open man, and they live by the three, and they thrive by the three. No team has taken more or made more regular season or postseason in the history of college basketball than what Villanova did this year.
And one thing I noticed, you got more of a basketball eye than I, but I figure out a few things. They play like a team. The ball movement. And then one thing that I like to watch, and I know you know what I'm talking about, but some of the average fans don't, I like to see what the guys that don't have the ball do. Larry Bird said, it's what you do in them 38 minutes you're not touching the ball that's the most important thing. And Villanova's guys that don't have the ball, they're setting picks, they're back cutting, they're crossing. I enjoyed the team aspect of Villanova playing team basketball. Yeah, DiVincenzo was a star, but was that the first game of the tournament he led them in scoring?
I'm not sure, but he plays starter minutes.
But nobody thought he was coming up with those kind of points going into the game.
Right.
But Villanova wins it. Congratulations to them. All in all, it was an exciting tournament, a 16-1 with Maryland, Baltimore County beating Virginia. They had a lot of other upsets. You had the Loyola Story getting to the Final Four. So the tournament, as most suspected, provided a boatload of storylines.
And then as soon as it was over and they cut down the nets, it was the way too early projections for next season, and LSU basketball fans ought to be excited. Anywhere from the Sporting News picking LSU 13th in their preseason poll for next year to ESPN picking them 20th. They're right in that range consistently amongst all the prognosticators. So that's great. That's great to think of where they were and where they could be now in such a quick turnaround. That's fabulous.
Well, and what you want to have expectations.
Look, I hope that this is the last, and I'm not expecting much, but I'm hoping this is the last NCAA tournament I have to watch that does not include LSU. And a couple of years, let's make a deep run into it. But let's do the Dale Brown thing, and let's go 12, 13, 14 years in a row where every year you're in the tournament.
Yeah,
that's the way it ought to be.
And when you get to the middle of January, you know you're going to be in there,
and then,
unless the bottom falls out.
I'm not expecting a Final Four every year, but let's get it to the Sweet 16. Let's get to the Elite Eight, and every once in a while get to the Final Four. That'd be true, and there's no reason why you can't.
Yeah, well, and I think the expectations will be high. Tiger basketball fans have reason to be optimistic. They got the recruiting class coming in. We're going to hear from Naz Reid tonight. He was in the McDonald's All-Star game.
Played very well.
Played outstanding. One of their other guys won a dunk competition. I mean, it's all pointed in the right direction.
The key is what is going to be the attitude of the upperclassmen. Because, they see all these high-ranked freshmen coming in. What's a Brandon Sampson going to do? What's a Skylar Mays going to do? What's a, anybody else that's a veteran on this ball club? Can they stay focused? Can they battle? Because if you looked at the tournament this year, it was a throwback tournament. It was all upperclassmen, a little sprinkling of freshmen, none of these one-and-done guys. And veteran leadership and guile and experience played such a integral part in this tournament.
Yeah, it really did. It was a great tournament, and it's why it's the number one spectacle, for that month in the sports world. And I agree with you. It'd be great that, Tiger fans could know that, they're going to be in the tournament. And then some years going to make a run.
But
might get bounced out of there first or second round sometime, but got to be there. The heck with the NIT, with all due respect to the NIT, that's where LSU basketball wants to be. And in a very good conference now.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little tougher to do, but you want to play with the big boys, you got to play the big boys,
football
right?
does extremely well. Basketball had their best in years, and heck, you see what baseball's doing. For the first time in college baseball history, 10 teams in the top 25.
From
10.
the conference, yeah.
That is absurd.
Yeah, that's like
That's
you're,
absurd.
If you're LSU, you're like, hey, we're 20th in the country, but we're 10th in the conference.
Yeah.
that's like,
crazy.
damned if you do, damned
but
if
it
you don't.
just means more in the SEC.
All right, we're going to have a Final Four game recap for you tonight. We'll hear from Coach Orgeron. We'll hear from Coach Maneri and many of the LSU baseball players, including A.J. Labus, who got his third win of the night on Tuesday against Nichols. Not a lot of people familiar with him yet. We've also got some softball stuff. We got some basketball, a little bit of everything. And, Jordy, I'd be remiss if we didn't mention gymnastics and Dee Dee Bro heading over to Raleigh, North Carolina this weekend for the regional meet, with the right to go to the Nationals in St. Louis the weekend of April 21. Tigers expected to do well.
They take two. There's 6 regionals. They take 2 from each regional, and they get to the dirty dozen, I guess they call it. And from there, you try to get to the Super 6, and those 6 are the ones that compete for the national title. So they've had runner-up finishes back-to-back years. Is this finally the year in her 41st season as the head coach that Dee Dee Bro can, I don't know what they do if they win a gymnast. Maybe she does a couple of flips or does something like that.
She's got to do a floor routine.
Yeah,
I think.
something.
No, and then all of that's changing next year. They're getting rid of the Super 6 and all that next year. It's going to be a whole new format, and we can get into that later. Before we go to break, speaking of basketball, Mississippi State, for the second year in a row, loses in the finals, lost to South Carolina the year before. Notre Dame,
at the buzzer.
A bad no call that may or may not have hurt Mississippi State under 10 seconds to go.
I think there
and
was.
then it's a shot at the buzzer, and Notre Dame wins their second ever women's basketball title
that was the
in
best,
dramatic fashion.
That was the best tournament ever. They had 2 overtime semifinal games. An undefeated team gets beaten by Notre Dame on a buzzer beater, and the same girl that beat UConn hits the buzzer beater from the corner to beat Mississippi State. Never seen a more exciting tournament in my life than the women's Final Four. Good for them.
Mississippi State has never won a national championship in any sport, anytime, anywhere. Came really close with a couple.
Get them cowbells out of here.
I gotta tell you, earlier this
Get 'em out.
week, you're gonna chuckle on this one. Earlier this week, Coach Hal Mummy called me, asked me to appear on his
Hal
radio
Mummy.
show. He's got a radio show in Jackson, Mississippi, and he 2, 3, 4 times a year he just gets me to come on and do a segment or two. A lot of LSU fans in Jackson, Mississippi
Right.
area, and some Saints fans. We just talk a few things. Well, I go on the show Tuesday of this
Does he
week.
have the towel on when he does the
I
show?
don't know, but anyway, he welcomes me to the show, and he goes, me and my co-host John Bond.
Oh my gosh, really?
I said, the only man to ever beat LSU
I've had-
4 times as a quarterback.
I've had John on my show many times. and
John Bond
he's
co-hosted
terrific.
with Hal.
Wow.
So yesterday it was Hal and I and John Bond talking sports in Jackson, Mississippi. And I said, well, Bond, if you'd have played LSU 8 times a year, you'd been an All-American.
That's right.
Because he went 4-0 running
Sure
the
did.
wishbone under
Yeah,
Emery Ballard.
he couldn't have played for Hal Mummy.
No
wishbone.
But it was kind of, and I
Air
met
Mummy.
John once or twice over the years, so it was kind of fun.
Yeah, he was
and I
really
didn't
good.
expect that when Hal goes, I got my co-host with me, John Bond.
He was
I'm
really
going,
good.
So John is going to come on Tigers Roar week of the Mississippi State game
Good
this year.
deal.
via the phone. I already
Good
worked
deal.
that out. All right, some of you old timers remember him beating LSU 4 straight years. 4 straight years.
No other state quarterback has ever
No
come
other
close.
quarterback ever has beat
Yeah.
LSU 4 times. All right, let's get a break, come back, put some Ed Orgeron on you. All that's up next after this pause on Tigers Roar. Spread the roar on Pelican Sports TV.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Hi, I'm Jordy Helper for Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market at 12451 Old Jefferson Highway. Chairman's Reserve steaks, their pork, their chicken, their seafood, top of the line. Primo barbecue pits, Icy Tech coolers. They can go anywhere and cater anything for you. Go to 751-7665 to call Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market, where good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market.
Monster Jam, presented by official partners America's Best Contacts and Eyeglasses and Southern Quality Ford dealers. Get a free ticket with a qualifying purchase at America's Best. Coming to Raising Cane's River Center, April 6th through 8th.
Look up to the skies, I see desire in your eyes, but you can't keep it in your heart. 'Cause misery loves company. 'Cause misery loves company. Cold and hungry like a dog in the street. I get a raw deal every one.
Cypress Lake Apartments are conveniently located off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge, a CLK multifamily management property. Come see this community, which has many amenities including swimming pools, fitness room, playground, and much more. 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartments. Stop by Cypress Lake Apartments, call 225-293-6789, or go online, live at cypresslakeapts.com.
with Tigers Roar here on Pelican Sports TV. We remind you the original airing each week, Wednesday evenings. You can catch the replays on Pelican Sports TV or on the ETEL cable system. And of course, you can go to YouTube mid-morning Thursday and get it in its entirety and watch it at your convenience. That's youtube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. Busy week for LSU football. Back on the field. Tuesday was practice number 7. Wednesday was pro day. Arden Key didn't have a real good day there.
No.
He ran pretty slow. And then, did you see the comments by Coach Orgeron that he's over his issues and he better be honest with the NFL about the issues?
Yeah.
But didn't say what they were?
No, he's never going to say it.
Well, but that makes everyone speculate, and it could be falsely. But anyway, Russell Gage did very well. Darrell Williams did very well at Pro Day. Got the Coaches Clinic this weekend.
Right.
Hall of Fame, Pro Football Hall of Fame coach Joe Gibbs.
Jake the Snake Dalome's going to be there as well.
Joe Gibbs won 3 Super Bowls with 3 different quarterbacks. Can you name them, sir?
Doug Williams, Mark Rippon. Not Joe Theismann. Joe Theismann.
Joe Theismann, of course, Louisiana's own Doug Williams from Northeast High School, as well as Grambling State. So
All I think of when I think of Theismann is that horrific Lawrence Taylor hit with the leg. That's all I think of with him.
you know, I was never a fan of Theismann's. I met him in the Superdome once or twice when he was doing Monday Night Football. I used to cover those games. A couple years ago, he was in town, and he was doing a interview piece down at the ETEL cable system. And at the time, Pelican was involved with a particular show. And then I got a call. They said, well, they want a sports guy to do something with Joe, which we later dropped into Tigers Roar the next week. I got to sit with Joe for 30, 35 minutes while we were waiting to do everything that we did. We did this 10, 11, 12-minute interview. He was fantastic, great answers,
see, there
long
you go.
answers. And,
There you go.
and then, we talked real quick after, and then he had to get going. But I saw him in a whole different light, and I thought he was a pretty good guy. We talked about the broke leg with Lawrence Taylor.
That
and-
was all
and all that stuff. And he's still present a lot. That you get a lot of commentary out. He's against a lot of this new stuff the NFL's doing. He's not afraid to speak his mind, and not maybe what the NFL wants to hear about a few
Golden
things. But
Dome.
anyway, so I was fortunate enough to meet him and hang out for a half hour or so, then do that interview, which, as I said, did air on Tigers Roar. So busy stuff for LSU football. They're going to scrimmage Saturday in Tiger Stadium. It's closed to the public, closed to the media. Coach Orgeron will meet after that with the media to give you his thoughts and observation. It's supposed to be a full tilt scrimmage. The previous scrimmages were quote-unquote situational stuff, goal line, red zone, all that. This is going to be more of a look like a football game. Again, closed to the public, closed to the media. So check your favorite source with Coach O late Saturday and see what his thoughts are. Again, you see Pro Day. That was Wednesday the 4th. Coaches Clinic. Spring game, Saturday, April 21 at 5 o'clock. More details and info to come about the spring game. We've got some video for you of Coach Ed Orgeron talking about his Tiger football team and getting into some personnel, some different guys that got to lose weight, some other things happening. Here's Tiger football coach Ed Orgeron.
We had one of our best practices of the spring today. After, 11-day layoff, we concentrated on first and second down. I thought we threw the ball very well today. Intermediate passes, we took shots down the field. All 3 quarterbacks did some really good things. We had some tremendous pass rush in the blitz period today. Killaban, Chasson, Travers Moore, those guys had some tremendous rushes. It was a very spirited practice. We challenged our team on getting better on one-on-ones. Winning our one-on-ones when we all went one-on-one against each other today. Very spirited. Tomorrow is going to be Pro Day. It's a big day here for our guys. And NFL players are going to be here, and we're going to be here to cheer our guys on. And our team is going to be there when they don't have class. It'll be a great day. Then we have our coaching clinic. Joe Gibbs is going to be our featured speaker. We're excited about that. We'll have a lot of coaches out there, and college coaches, all our colleges from Louisiana. Most of them will be represented. They will be speaking at the clinic, so we're proud of that. And we'll have another good practice on Thursday and a heavy scrimmage on Saturday. Any questions?
What was that scrimmage? Can you take us through? You mentioned a heavy scrimmage. I mean, the first kind of full win, right? Or...
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, last Thursday was a situational scrimmage. This one, we're going to stretch, put the ball down, and go. Give our guys all the situations, but just in a game-like situation in Tiger Stadium.
Coach, how dangerous do you think you could be this year throwing the football?
We're going to see. It all starts with protection first, and we got to get our protection down. We got better. I really think that we have some guys that can catch the football. We got a lot of guys, and we have Jamar Chase coming in, and we got Jones coming in. We got a couple of good guys coming in, so we're excited about it. Seven was back today. He did a tremendous job. Made some big catches. Like I told y'all last week, Racy made some tremendous catches on last Thursday night. He's making tremendous strides. We got to get the ball to him. Miles is throwing the ball better. Last Thursday he had his best scrimmage. He had a good day today. So is Justin, and Noel's coming along. So I do believe we can throw the football, but it's going to be protection first.
They had a couple of years ago, they worked on passing a ton in the spring, and then got to the season and then totally abandoned it. How committed are y'all?
We committed. Ron, we want to be 50-50. 50% run, 50% pass, right down the middle. We committed to three wide sets, 4 wide sets, 5 wide sets. We'll also go base, which is 21 personnel. We'll run the football when we have to. But Steve and I talked about it. We are committed to throwing the football.
What's the most improved part of the team you started the spring right now?
Right now, I think the efficiency of the offense in the last 2 practices. It took a while to get them going. Obviously, the defense was intact. The protection got better. The run game's better. And last 2 practices, the efficiency in the passing game.
You mentioned spirited today.
Huh?
Spirited
Yeah.
practice.
Yeah, the guys had some juice. They had 11 days off. I was most proud. At spring break as a coach, you don't want your phone to ring, and my phone didn't ring, and didn't have any problems. Our guys all came back. They touched base with their coaches on Sunday night. They were ready to go.
What's the part of the team that's the thinnest right now, where you have to move a lot of people around this?
Cornerback. Greedy Williams did not practice today. He had some personal deals to take care of, and we were very thin there. We need a graduate corner. We're hot and heavy on one right now. Hopefully things work out to where we can get one soon. We got to get Greedy back. He's going to be back. He took care of some personal business today. Kerry's going to have to step up. John Trey's going to have to step up. One of them's going to have to step up. We're very thin at that position.
So much talk about red zone and kind of the struggles last year. What have y'all done to correct some of those problems?
Well, first of all, we have studied the best teams in the red zone area. We have Pete Carmichael of the New Orleans Saints is coming to talk to us. We're going out and see some pro teams. Obviously, Jerry Sullivan is about as good as it gets. When I sent our staff out to Seattle, I ordered our defensive backfield coach to go out to Seattle. And Pete Jenkins told me, Pete Carroll told me, I'll spend some time with him if you bring Jerry Sullivan to teach us wide receiver play. So I think we got one of the best in the world. So he's implementing the offense with Steve. We do have a plan. We have a red zone plan. We're practicing it. I do believe we're going to be better.
So y'all are going up to Seattle, or y'all already did?
We went to Seattle already.
You did Seattle.
Yeah, we went to Seattle already. We will visit the Saints. They've given us an open door policy. We're visiting the Rams. We're visiting the Chargers and other schools.
Has Jerry taken a look at last year's film and said, okay, these guys need to improve their route running or learn the playbook better?
Say it again.
Did Jerry look at film of the wide receivers from last year and say, okay?
No, we don't. Just let last year go. This is a new plan. It's what we want to do, and last year's goal.
Is this offense easy for the wide receivers to learn, you think?
I think so. I think you got some good teachers in him and Mickey. We're getting a lot of repetitions. We got a lot of 7-on-7, and it's going to be a process. We have walkthroughs in June. We have camp. It's going to be a process, but I do believe that they're going to be ready come time Miami.
As far as protection goes, how confident are you in your ability to do that with just the 5 up front and maybe a tight end or a back as you spread it out?
Well, we have some 6-man protections. We can't go 7. We're not completely aborting 21 personnel. We have 12 personnel. We have 11. We have 5 wides. It all ties into the routes. Steve has a tremendous plan. Obviously, on first down, your protection may be a little bit different than third down. We are very multiple in what we're doing right now.
Coach, you talked about Pro Day already a little bit. I know all eyes are going to be on Darius and Arden. What about some of the underdogs, like Russell? How big of a day is this for him?
Yeah, big for Russell, big for Greg Gilmore, big for Christian Lockature. All our guys, man. We're going to cheer them on. We want them all to do well.
How proud does that make you when you get a guy like Russell or like Greg who can really make an opportunity when you've been with them the last 4 years?
Yeah, just to see them happy, just to see them finally get their chance to play at LSU. I don't believe Russell or DJ was one of these highly rated recruits. They developed under our system and had an excellent year. Somewhere I was watching the Auburn game, and that punt return, and then the touchdown that Russell makes, to change the game for us. Those two games were excellent, and what we forget about is how good Russell Gage was on special teams. He was our MVP.
Davin Cotton, we saw him.
Yeah.
Start practicing.
Get back a little bit. He's limited. We did some work on him. He's getting better. He's able to go through individual. Not able to go to full contact right now, but he's ready to go. He's going to be ready to go soon.
How about Ed, Big Ed?
He's coming along slow. He's keeping his weight down. We're starting to do other things with him. He's a little bit behind schedule right now. Not that he's not trying. It's just taking a little bit longer to get healthy than we thought.
Other Ed, Harris, he was out there, I think, for the first time today. How's he progressing?
Yeah, he's coming along. I don't think that Ed is going to go full contact at all this spring. But Jack has done a good job in bringing him along slowly.
Because you have a new offensive plan and new coaches on both sides of the ball, have you kind of like flushed last year? Not like it didn't happen, but everything's so new. It's like we're not taking much from last year. We're moving on.
No. Well, defense and special teams, but offense, it's gone. It's gone. This is brand new. This is what we want to do.
Hey, Coach, how's Tyler Shelvin looking? Is he looking slim and trim, or is he still eating a lot of gumbo?
I can't call Tyler slim and trim. I don't know if I ever will. He's 358. He's trying. I believe Tyler came in at 390. He shows flashes, and let me say it, flashes of being a great player. But he's got to get his weight down. He's battling a couple of injuries. He made a couple of good plays on the goal line. He's big and he's strong, but obviously, when he gets tired, he's not effective. When he's fresh and when he loses weight, he's everything we thought he'd be.
What is he at now? 270?
A slim 358. Jack did some tests with him. His lean body mass would be 338. That's a big man. What was at Miami? We had some guys like Cortez Skinny and Russell Beverly weighed 350. They get down to 285. Jack told me it'd be hard. So if we can get him down to 330, I think he'd be an excellent player.
How do you do that?
What's that?
How do you do that?
Just keep on. Just keep on. Just keep on working on his diet. Keep on working on his diet. Keep on running. Keep on pushing him.
Davin Cotton, what role do you envision him having when the fall comes around?
We'll see. See if he's healthy. I was in the D-line room today, like I am every day. It's very thin in there. And we got 2 units, and we have to rotate our guys. So we'll give him a chance and see what happens. He's very quick. He makes plays. He's got to stay healthy.
Coach, which running back do you think's made the most progress in the spring so far?
I don't know if it's called progress, but I think Clyde Edwards-Helaire every day does something spectacular. Every day. Every day he makes a run and you go, wow, look at that. Tremendous change of direction, tremendous vision. Nick is steady. Nick has done a good job. Tate's coming along. Leonard was healthy for the first time today at practice, made some very good runs. We have to use all of them. Some way, somehow, they all have to play.
What have each of your quarterbacks gotten better at individually with your top 3?
I'll go through each one. Miles. Comfortable in the pocket, pocket presence, better at handling pressure when the defensive line's in his face. Justin McMillan definitely is fantastic on extending plays with his feet, and has gotten a lot better on his reads. Lowell Northeast has lost weight. He's 228 pounds. He's in good shape. He's studying as hard as any quarterback we have. He runs the ball very well. He's got one of the strongest arms, might be the strongest arm out there, and he's made tremendous improvement on his accuracy and his reads.
Coach, speaking of Pro Day, Arden Key, a lot of talk about what he needs to improve, what he needs to do. What advice do you have for him, and what's just your opinion of him, approaching the draft?
Go hard and be honest. Whoever gets hard is going to get a tremendous player. And somebody asks him about why he left the team, just be honest. Just look him in the eye and tell him. Tell him that I fixed it. I had a problem and I fixed it. But that, I talked to him at Tyron's event, kickball event, and we had a good talk. I think he's going to be fine. A lot of teams want him, a lot of teams looking at him, a lot of teams asking some good questions.
How much closer did you two grow over that period when he did step away and come back?
Say it again?
How much closer did you two grow when he had to step away?
Yeah, we were pretty tight, but that was more or less taking care of one of my family, and it was good. Good deal.
Have you seen anything of Bridgewater, the basketball player who's...
What's that?
The basketball player, Bridgewater, who's going through Pro Day with y'all?
Yeah.
Have you seen anything of him?
No, I'm sorry. No.
Back to Arden, do you think he was treated unfairly by certain people, teams and people in general were just questioning his commitment?
Here's what I want to say, okay? The NFL is very detailed. They're going to spend a lot of money, and it's business-like. It's not recruiting anymore, and they're not going to take care of you. They expect you to take care of yourself as a grown man. So they want to see if he can do that. I'm totally convinced that he can do that. I'm totally convinced that whoever gets him is going to get a great player. He's going to have a great career. And anything that he had struggled with, I'm totally convinced that it's over now. I'm not sure. I'm not living with him or nothing like that. But I talked to him. We had a great conversation. I think he's in great shape.
Floor director Marty has become a comedian.
He's a comedian.
Now, huh?
Coach O, looks good.
Coach O got the hair dye going.
Is he
He's
really?
lost a little weight. Well, come on. He's 58 years old, whatever he is.
But he's got that good gene pool. You never know. Okay.
I'm guessing it's dyed like most coaches in America.
Les Miles really did his big time.
Yeah, well.
A couple times it was a little shade of red.
Saban does it. I mean.
Dale Brown did it one time.
Really?
And, oh, my goodness. Coach Brown did it one time.
Like when you were playing for him? Or shortly after
Shortly
that?
thereafter. And I went, whoa, what are you doing? He got rid of it quickly. It didn't look very good.
Anyway, LSU football again, working out again Thursday, the coaches clinic. You got the scrimmage on Saturday, and next week we'll have a recap of that for you. We want to get the break, come back, and we're going to take one more trip back to Monday night when Villanova became the national champs. And Jordy said it. He wants to, every year going forward, have LSU in the tournament. And right now you would think that's very possible to be there next year.
Are you a sentimental type of person?
Meaning?
Are you sentimental?
Yes, I am. Probably more than some people think.
So do you like one shining moment at the end of the tournament?
I don't watch that, no.
Really?
I don't like all the before the game and after the game stuff.
Really?
I mean, that's kind of hypocritical because Buddy and I sit here and do an LSU postgame show, and I want people to watch and listen to that. But
I'm a big one shining moment fan. I know some people say it's outdated. I love it. I
get it. No, it's
well done.
It's a memory that those people.
It sums up the tournament perfectly. If you've watched the tournament, it's capsulized in that one song.
It's very good work.
Tremendous work. Tremendous work.
Well, we'll come back and revisit that Villanova victory for the national championship right after this pause.
Dante
on Tigers Roar. Stay with us.
DiVincenzo.
Creel Tree Service is a licensed and insured tree service providing tree and stump removal, topping, trimming, cabling, pruning, and fertilizing. We have free stump removal with takedowns, free estimates, affordable rates, and senior citizens discounts. Call 774-TREE. That's 774-8733. Get your yard ready for the warmer weather. If it deals with a tree, call me, Creel Tree Service, 774-8733. That's 774-TREE.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what we were trying to do, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. Not showing up on time, not answering the phone, somebody running with your money. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, HardiePlank, or siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. Service is everything we have. It's the foundation of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. Over 60% of our customers is customer referral. We're a local company here in Baton Rouge, built in Baton Rouge, staying in Baton Rouge. Okay. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. It's built the old-fashioned way, with a handshake. Here at Relief Windows, it's an honor to be official window, door, and siding company of LSU Athletics, from one winning team to another.
My name is Dr. Nicole Rogers, and I'm here in Old Metairie, Louisiana at Hair Restoration of the South, where your hair is our care. And I'd like to invite you to come and visit and discuss various options for treatment of thinning hair. These can include both medical and surgical options. You don't have to go straight to surgery. In the meantime, feel free to check out our website, hairrestorationofthesouth.com, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-654-9927, 800-654-9927.
Continue with Tigers. Roar shift gears basketball a little bit. As Jordy said earlier, Will Wade's Tigers are in the way too early polls, and that's a good description.
13.
They are way too early.
13 in one of them.
Vegas has them at 80-1
80 to
shot
1,
to win the national championship next year. And I made the tournament. We'll win the championship. A lot of good things happening in recruiting, and we're going to get a little bit later. We'll hear from Naz Reid, one of the top prospects that's coming in to play for Will Wade and LSU. But right now, we want to take you back down. As Jordy said, he loves one shining moment. He loves these recaps. Villanova, your national champion after a wild and exciting tournament. They end up on top.
Led by the Michael Jordan of Delaware, Dante DiVincenzo.
Enjoy Villanova's championship win.
All season long, and it comes down to this. And tip goes to Brunson, the National Player of the Year.
Nance Randall, a little minimum, but Wolverines. And a quick post up already.
And Simpson right over him for the easy basket. Woo.
Got a little hook in his game. Nice footwork.
A little left-hand shot, too.
How about that little lingerie lingering there?
Yeah. And then Nova went on a run and gained control really early. And look at Brunson making a little statement here at the start.
He's been at too many meetings, too many awards.
Going to have to look for another option, able to get it back out.
They don't mind tough twos, though, Villanova. They'll take what you get. Good day.
That's Rockman who comes away with it. Taking on Booth and ran it up and in for the lead at 6-4.
Should open up opportunities attacking the rim.
And they got DiVincenzo in for him. And there's an open lane. Brunson sees it. And it's a clean block. Whoa, what a block by Matthews.
He's a pretty good defender with size.
Simpson slows down, goes back Wagner. He's going to launch. He's going to hit.
Woo. How about that?
Wolverine faithful wanted a double dribble. Here's the shot by Booth, front of the rim. And that is Pascal who got it back. Tapped it so Bridges was able to hit it.
Big time, you're right, Jim. That's the activity of Pascal.
Let's go back outside, Wagner. Pascal defending. Pascal watches Wagner take him right to the hole.
And right now he's playing with so much confidence, continuing with his performance from Saturday night.
He's tired. They ought to go at him. He just asked to come out of the game. Little North Carolina's job. And
the whistle, Booth to the hole and the hoop. Look at him well into the under 16 without a whistle. The title which Brunson is trying to achieve tonight. That ball tipped by Matthews, who's had 2 defensive gems, and he gets blocked from behind. And no foul, but out of bounds off Pascal.
nice hustle.
And with Wagner on the bench, Teskey on the floor along with Duncan Robinson. This is Rockmont.
Well, they need him. And look
big sign for Coach Beeline's side.
Don't get in one of those running games with the Cats. You got to take good shots.
The chin zone comes off the bench.
Doesn't take long, does it?
Fearless.
They are.
I think with Wagner out, you just got to trust your offense for Michigan.
Pretty drive and release. He is really a talented kid. One of the great ISO breakdown people.
Now, DiVincenzo takes on Simpson, and he gets the basket and one.
And Villanova, great family as well.
Jordan Poole here, taking on Pascal. Does he do it? It goes!
Automatic switching, John Beilein says, gives them trouble. We saw that with Loyola. Nice slip by the big guy.
Wagner with 2 defenders on him. Pascal forced to go back outside, step up for a 2. DiVincenzo, he's come off the bench now and put up 8 points. Spellman is back on the floor. He gives it Bridges.
Can elevate.
And that one gets the dead bounce. Look how far out this is.
Oh, Max! He shot that from Wilmington. Started when you were 2 or 3 grand. That's why you didn't do it.
Just a sophomore at Villanova. Comes back with a drive to the basket. Different story from Saturday.
That initial triangle look.
DiVincenzo feeling it. Getting it. Wow. My goodness. DiVincenzo's doing with 14 off the bench. And he's hit all 3 threes the Wildcats have on the board. Simpson comes back and answers with 2.
Because of his athleticism at the rim as well.
Look at DiVincenzo driving it in. Oh, it goes! And a foul!
Last 4 minutes, feeling good. Right now, Wagner's got to get these touches.
Wagner bounce back. On the money for Matthews.
How about that read? You start calling them Dirk.
Nice cut again. Pass of his own to set up DiVincenzo. 2 minutes to go in the half.
Good pass.
Left alone. And Spellman takes it from who else? DiVincenzo. We got 50 seconds to go. Poole quickly taking it to the hole and giving it up. Pinned to the wedgie. DiVincenzo.
It looked like he blocked that twice. Chenzo not giving up on the play, just excellent effort.
Well, when you
the
got
right hand and the left hand.
You got a good tailor, that doesn't happen, you know.
Pretty good when you get both hands on it, you know.
He is an athlete.
Goes all the way to midcourt, and now Brunson steps up, fires the 3. Oh, my goodness.
Wow, does he love daggers? Or they're 28-0. How about that one?
Yeah.
First play going inside the Wagner like the first half.
Big step to the hole for 2.
Tracy right on the money with that call. Outside, can drive 2. Very physical performer.
3, Brunson. Follow up Bridges for the layup.
Boy, you've got to check everybody on this team.
Switch off over to Pascal. Jump shot. Yes, that's a 3. Pascal. Oh, he takes it all the way to the other side around Wagner.
DiVincenzo sniffing over there.
Simpson takes it to the paint. Tough shot.
Tough kid. Wagner's got the tough match, I think.
Thompson powering his way.
And so strong, so in control.
What's a clear out?
Brunson. It's free. Tap it in by Spellman.
How about the long arm with the reach back and a reverse off the glass?
And DiVincenzo has it and takes off. Bridges.
How many teams would have backed that off?
Booth fronting him. Rockman steps back. Oh, and he hits the three.
Play out of those principles on the offensive end.
Bridges, big step, tough shot. Somehow contorted his body enough to make it. Matthews. This time he's going to take any doubt out of it.
I like that. For Villanova, the switching has really been nice slip pass. There you go. Matthews. Oh, DiVincenzo. Bring it back down.
With two hands.
He pinned it against the rim.
Boy, that's called walling up big time, huh?
And that right there is special right there. Not fouling, leading Matthews.
A play call here as we approach 10 minutes to go.
Look at this drive.
DiVincenzo with his first field goal second half.
Wagner really has to get a little more engaged. Nice cut by the big guy. There you go.
Pass by Matthews.
Sure was.
Swinging it over to Bridges.
Look at they lift everybody. Ooh, what a tough
Pass. Matthews was waiting for it. Steps up and is able to hit it. And knocked down, but no whistle. An 11-5 stretch. DiVincenzo breaks their heart.
Early dagger. How about the biggest stage, the brightest lights?
It's a memory like yours.
None of us had a game. Oh, look at this.
Yes, Shenzo. Oh, that is not real. How did that go?
Jim, we still have 7 minutes left.
And Jimmy, he's a nice little drive. He's so good at getting to the goal. Ooh, he's hurt after.
Oak took a hard fall.
To the hole, but no control with the shot.
Okay, trying to get him to slow down a little bit.
Bridges.
So much for that.
Is that slow enough?
Good coaching.
Not only the National Player of the Year, the Big East Player of the Year, the Big East Scholar Athlete of the Year, as Bridges has 3 more.
They are a heck of a basketball team.
Simpson. Fly off the glass for 2 more.
He may be back here again. So you're right.
Oh, I don't think there's any question. There's more to come as Rockman lays it up and in.
Combination by him.
Deservedly so.
Rockman with 2 more.
Watch this one, Jim.
Look at these 2 stars. Brunson waits and rims out. Spellman, though, says, I'll take it.
And that's because you run the floor, you're rewarded.
It was the 5th seed in its own conference tournament. I mean, let's reward them for what they did do to make it here as Teskey gets the dunk. Livers.
And that should be it.
Yep. Watson with a hard-earned bucket. Great team we witnessed in this tournament, and tonight the Nova Nation has another national championship.
Villanova wins it all, and Jordy has made the proclamation he doesn't want to watch another March Madness, another NCAA tournament, unless
Without.
LSU Tigers are in
They
it.
got to be in it. Anything else is unacceptable. And I think that's the mantra that they have, the thought process that they have as well.
I think Will Wade would agree with you.
Yes,
All right.
absolutely.
We're going to take a break.
do
When
it.
we come back, we're going to shift gears again, roll it back to football. We'll be joined by Mike Scarborough of TigerBait.com. Get the very latest on recruiting. As you know, recruiting never ends. We'll visit with Mike right after this pause. Jordy Hultberg, Tommy Chrysan.
I think they got a commitment for the class of 2028.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah, he's only in
Pelican
first
Sports
grade right now.
TV. Spread the roar. Be right back.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Woodburners, serving South Louisiana since 1977, is a family-owned and operated company with over 30 years of experience. They're the fireplace experts, providing upscale products at an affordable price. Fireplaces, glass doors, wood stoves and stove chimneys, mantles, screens, gas logs, and tool sets. Visit online at woodburnersinc.com. Call 225-752-2590 or stop by 10510 Airline Highway in Baton Rouge.
There's only one event with high-octane energy, heart-pounding action, and non-stop excitement. Monster Jam. Presented by official partners America's Best Contacts and Eyeglasses and Southern Quality Ford Dealers. Get a free ticket with a qualifying purchase at America's Best. Restrictions and additional charges may apply. Visit monsterjam.com and click on the America's Best button for more information. Coming to Raising Cane's River Center, April 6th through 8th.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
For Total Home Pest Control, who are you going to call?
Call the Bug Man, 923-BUGS.
For Total Pest Control for your home or business, call the original Salvat.
Call the Bug Man today, 923-BUGS.
We continue with Tigers Roar. Jordy Hultberg, Tommy Krysan with you here on Pelican Sports
Who's that?
TV.
Who's on the screen?
We got our usual guest, Mike Scarborough of TigerBait.com. Mike, good evening. How are you?
Good to be with you guys as usual.
Want to talk some LSU football recruiting? That's what everybody wants to talk about. Of course, they can go to TigerBait.com and subscribe, and we'll tell them how to do that shortly. But, Mike, give us the very latest on this new rule with these visits now that kind of kicked in when April 1 got here.
Well, yeah, it used to be, for years and years, you couldn't take official visits until into your senior year after Labor Day weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, now with the early signing period, they instituted where, spring of your junior year, you can take some official visits up through June. And, I was kind of wondering what would be the, how they would handle that or what the strategy would be. And based on the names that we're getting for LSU in the month of April and where they're from, it looks like it's you bring in the out-of-state kids that you're usually jockeying for a position in December or January to get them in for an official visit. You go ahead and let them come in now, let them burn one of their 5 official visits, and if they have a great visit, maybe you get a commitment, and then you try and hold on to them and fight off the rest the rest of the year versus if they're in an area where you've not typically had recruiting success somewhere in the country, if you get them in now, your chances might be better now than it is to try and get them in December when there's only so many weeks they have to visit if they're a midterm grad.
Didn't I see where a couple, maybe 3 kids from Georgia with the same high school are interested? Didn't we go through that a year or so ago with 3 early commitments from the state of Georgia? How'd that turn out for LSU? Didn't they come up with 0?
And I don't know that this year will be any different.
Yeah.
But look, you got to keep fighting and you got to keep going after the best of the best. And just because it happened last year, you got to keep fighting it.
That's true.
I mean, the state of Georgia is just unbelievable with talent. And I think that's going to be the key to Georgia and Kirby's,
Right.
The success that they're going to have is him keeping all of them home, or the majority of them home that are the cream of the crop, and Georgia should run away with the East every year. Three from Grayson, Georgia. You've got Wanya Morris, the offensive tackle, Owen Popo, the outside linebacker, and Ronald Tompkins, a running back, and all three from Loganville, Georgia, Grayson High School.
You talked about the key to Georgia and Kirby Smart keeping those kids in. This is the year in the state of Louisiana. How are things evolving with the cream of the crop in our own state, with Ed Orgeron, his new staff? How are we standing right now?
I think LSU looks pretty darn good. I mean, you still have the issue, I think, in the Florida parishes. But when but I think LSU leads for Sopsher, the defensive tackle.
Okay.
But you have Trey Palmer and Devonta Lee, the two wide receivers. And I mean, look, when I go to practice, and look, and I'm talking to other guys in the media, and we're all looking at, this team, there's multiple positions where you're not real sure they're passing the eyeball test compared to previous LSU football teams.
Okay.
But the one position where they pass the eyeball test better than any is wide receiver. And you got a lot of youth there. You still have three guys coming in the summer that weren't midtermers, headed by, Jamar Chase. Terrace Marshall out there just looks, physically just spectacular. So,
okay.
You want to keep all of them home, but if there's a position you can afford to lose one or two, it's probably going to be wide receiver.
Is it running back? It seemed like for a couple of years, got to get linebackers. We got to get linebackers, and then Coach O said we got to get bigger up front, offensive, defensive line. It seems to me running back, if you had to pinpoint one position of ultimate need, would running back be that position?
Oh, definitely. And you already got Tyrion Davis from Southern Lab committed. He's been committed for well over a year. And then you've got, of course, John Emery at Destrehan, who I talked to a little over a week ago, and he's been in Florida since I talked to him. I get the feeling out of him that it's not a big factor for him to stay home.
Okay.
So LSU's also recruiting Noah Kane from IMG, one of the top running backs in the country, who's got family ties in the Baton Rouge area.
Okay.
He's been to LSU numerous times for unofficial visits. Texas is also a strong factor with him. But, is this going to be a year where they definitely have to have two running backs, and it might be a situation where there's a third guy that they decide to take late. But to me, you have to get either one of Kane or Emery. And we'll see how that plays out. Tyrion Davis is a really good one. So, and he's that type of running back physically that you're used to seeing at LSU. I mean, he's a good 6'1", and by the time he's full maturity, I imagine he's probably going to be 225.
What do you know about the kid that everybody talks about, this grad transfer from Stanford who went to John Curtis? What do you know about him, and how did LSU not get on him early? How did he go to Stanford in the first place?
Well, it's Terrence Alexander, and followed him during his high school recruiting, was undersized, kind of been a role player for Stanford, had gotten hurt, and he's at a need position, coming in for a visit this weekend, and it sure looks like that's the guy that Orgeron and them are going to end up with. And he's got a real opportunity to see the field pretty early, unless something miraculous happens with Christian Fulton in that appeal.
Okay, you don't hold much weight on that one, do you?
No,
I don't either.
I haven't talked to anybody who thinks there's any chance in hell.
I agree.
So what's next for him?
Has to sit out another year, and then he's eligible. What would he be when he's finally eligible to play? A junior?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike,
that's just, man.
Recap again what got him.
Thinking, man, what's going through your head to do that?
Right.
Recap for those that might not know. What was it they did wrong that has yielded this large stack of trouble he's in?
Well, it's trying to
manipulate
a drug test.
To elude the test with something that's not yours.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's a big no-no, obviously. And
that's-
he's paying a heavy.
Why not just fail it? Just go ahead and fail it.
Right.
Yeah, you get plenty more chances on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
As
If
many
you're
guys.
Alabama, you have unlimited chances.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. Honey Badger.
Yeah,
I mean,
and you talk to some former football coaches at LSU off the record that were there just in the last handful of years, and they start talking about that topic and LSU's compliance, and
there's lots of guys with third, fourth, and fifth chances.
Oh, it's
some double digits.
Put it this way: if Tyrann Mathieu were at Alabama, you would have never known anything about it, and he never would have missed a ball game.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
There you go.
Okay.
Mike, what are you hearing? I know they just got back on the football field after an 11-day break at spring football. Going to scrimmage this coming Saturday in Tiger Stadium. Close to the public, close to the media. What's some of the latest words you're getting from the practice earlier this week?
I know from the last scrimmage, the scuttlebutt I got was that don't sleep on Justin McMillan.
That's what I'm hearing as well.
You know, and it's kind of, is it one of those deals where they really, really want it to be Miles Brennan, and does it get to a point where he hasn't stepped up and McMillan gets more confident, and he ends up being the guy that gets the job? I know there's some people out there that are kind of hearing the reports we're saying,
yeah.
And they're thinking, well, is that actually true, or is it just them keeping McMillan happy so he doesn't leave?
Or are they trying to push Brennan?
Could be either one. Could be all of the above.
Trying to get a little more motivation Brennan's way.
But the guys I talked to aren't a part of the machine.
Yeah.
And they legitimately said McMillan looks like the best quarterback out there.
Who's the last really good lefty that LSU's had? Mike Hillman?
Oh. Perhaps.
I can't remember another lefty.
Had that Clausen kid, but he
Was
wasn't
Jamie
any
Howard
good.
a lefty?
No, Jamie was a righty.
And they had the Clausen kid, but he wasn't any good.
Okay.
I think Mike Hillman was it.
You going back, he rotated with Burt Jones, didn't he?
No, he was before that.
Before Burt?
Yeah. Well, maybe, before Burt, yes.
Who was it that rotated with Burt Jones?
Paul Lyons.
Paul Lyons.
A righty.
Okay.
Man, you guys are old.
Hillman's a lefty. I've been following LSU football since I was 2.
Man, what was Lynn Amity?
I didn't see Lynn. I didn't see Lynn or Warren Rabb.
Jerry Stovall.
I didn't see. Yeah,
Billy
I didn't
Cannon.
see that. No, I didn't see
Yeah,
that.
I mean,
I did see Tommy Casanova though.
I know Tommy Kreisman used to go to Sparky Wade's freshman games.
You're a funny man, I tell you.
And looks aren't everything either.
Yeah, okay. Mike, what about basketball? The recruiting class is big. The season ended the other night with Villanova as the champions, and the polls are out that Will Wade's team's going to be ranked and this, that, and the other. We know.
13th.
You know, he like I said last week, he's got a real chance to be the king of the campus.
I agree.
It could be a tough year for football. Baseball right now is struggling. You know, I mean, the king of the campus is D.D. Bro.
Carpe diem, baby. Seize the moment.
Serena, that's the totem pole.
D.D. Bro.
Yeah.
Gymnastics shoe, they call it now.
Mm-hmm.
Please.
It's not DBU, it's gymnastics shoe.
Please.
Will Wade, Mike's right. Will Wade could maybe.
Oh, I'm telling you, it's the Dale Brown thing. I'm telling you. It was a perfect storm. Football was going this way. Dale Brown came and got people and went this way.
I've been thinking the exact same
telling
thing.
you.
I think about like when you were there in that 80s run and you had, of course, you had the one good Stovall team, then you had some bad ones.
Yep.
Arnsparger got there, got some excitement in the Hodson years. But even then, basketball was,
I'm telling you, it was
the
hopping.
camping out for Kentucky.
Absolutely.
And those Kyle Macy games and all that stuff. I mean, it was a perfect storm. And this is kind of,
I know.
be very well reminiscent of it if we're looking at 7-5 or 8-4 in football.
And Mike's probably going to say he was in second grade watching that. So thanks a lot, Mike. I appreciate that.
I was fourth grade.
Oh, great. Super. Great. Ladies and gentlemen, the last appearance of Mike Scarborough on Tigers Roar. There it is.
Man,
History.
That's good stuff. All right, Mike, any closing comments from you?
I tell you, I keep saying it each week. One thing you really have to give this staff credit, and it was yesterday they had a top offensive tackle on campus, Olmstead. They've really done a bang-up job in recruiting with the unofficial, and we're going to see these official visitors in the month of April. So, you know, I'm going to be anxious to see if this trend, how well attended the spring game is going to be. I'm not sure of what the, who they're going to be going up against and what other conflicts you're going to have with other schools and their junior days or spring games. But if the trend keeps up, it's going to be a very productive spring as far as them getting a lot of high-profile kids on campus.
You always get a great sense of what the Tiger Nation is feeling, what the pulse of it is through your chats and everything with TigerBait.com. I'm just kind of curious as we wrap up, if you could summarize in a word or two, what is the feeling of LSU football fans about this upcoming season?
I think there is a real concern. Last week on my message board, a thread arrived. It's now probably 6-7 pages long, where a subscriber brings up his wanted to discuss the excitement for LSU football or the passion that's there right now. And, of course, it was a few days before the deadline to mail in checks to renew season tickets. And there were multiple guys who were, 50s and 60s, late 40s, that said that they didn't mail in their check, or they did mail in their check, but they're looking to sell the tickets.
I know.
And then you hear other stuff about, other heads of the Gridiron, former heads of the Gridiron Club, renewing but wanting to sell their tickets, and TAF donations down at this point. It's normal this point of the year, and by big numbers. That is not good.
Okay.
And ironically, two people who I know just in the last 2 days want to maintain ownership of their tickets, but are looking to farm them out for the season, either game by game or sell the whole thing with the parking pass, the whole bit. So maybe, unfortunately for LSU, that's becoming a trend.
Yeah, that is not a good trend.
No, it's not one that they want at all.
Pack the PMAC, baby. Pack the PMAC.
Mike, tell us all about TigerBait.com and what people should do and how they can subscribe tonight.
Yeah, that's it. We've got a good story on Arden Key and his pro day, and some real candid quotes from him in a story we just posted. Wrap up a pro day, photo galleries from practice, multiple videos from practice, recruiting on the 3 kids from Grayson that are coming to visit officially. That and a lot more at TigerBait.com.
Mike, as always, appreciate your time. Clean up them allergies, and we'll visit next week.
Good deal. Talk then. Thanks.
Been nice talking to you for the last time.
All right, Mike Scarborough, TigerBait.com. He is a little bit younger than us.
Fourth grade.
He's a little bit younger than us.
We look just as young. 4th grade.
We got to go with that. But anyway, that's it, TigerBait.com. Hey, don't forget to follow us on Facebook. Facebook page is Pelican Broadcasting. Twitter account is @Pelican Sports. YouTube.com/Pelican Broadcasting as well. We'll take a break, come back, let you hear from Paul Mainieri and a couple of the baseball players, one who had 4 hits, one who was the winning pitcher in a midweek victory over Nichols earlier this week. We'll put all of that on you right after this pause on Pelican Sports TV. Stay with us.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 800-383-8177. 800-383-8177.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Monster Jam, brought to you by Southern Quality Ford Dealers. The fun begins at the Pit Party. Get your free Pit Party Pass at participating Southern Quality Ford Dealer locations. Coming to Raising Cane's River Center, April 6th through 8th.
Hello, my name is Debbie. Welcome to Debbie's Bridal, a Formal Affair.
My name is Raven. I work at Debbie's Bridal, and she makes your dreams come true.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Hello. Hola. Ni hao.
Experience what the Baton Rouge International School can offer your children. Now welcoming displaced students for short and long-term stability.
I want to remind you about CBS Sports Radio, WUBR in Baton Rouge, 9:10 a.m. on the radio dial, the TuneIn app. We got our own app coming soon. Home of the Jim Rome Show from CBS Sports Radio. That's weekdays from 11 to 1 and 4:58 in the evenings, the Jim Rome Sports Minute. It's new and fresh each and every afternoon. The local lineup, Jordy Hultberg, Buddy Sanji, myself, Dave Scandaliato on horse racing, gambling, wagering, the whole bit on Fridays from 5 to 6. And at night, the Louisiana Music Hall of Fame radio hosted by Mike Shepard. Jordy, tell the folks about your radio program in the Lafayette market.
Yeah, besides here in Baton Rouge, every Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. on 103.7 The Game. It's on the FM dial, KLWB. Part of Delta Media. If you're in that area, it goes a great signal, goes a long, long way. Listen in. We'd love to have you.
There you go, a little radio action for you. All right, earlier this week, LSU had a midweek game. Their RPI is like 13th in the conference going into this week.
Strength of schedule.
Yeah.
But RPI is like at 81.
That's what I'm saying. It's 13th in the conference.
Yeah, right.
So, every midweek game counts. For years, it kind of was a low thing, like midweek doesn't matter. Now it does. Well, the Nichols Colonels aren't having the best season that they've won. They've been a little up and down, and they rolled into the box, and A.J. Labus gets it done. Bryce Jordan gets 4 hits. Here's Coach Paul Maneri, head coach of the Tigers, and those players talking about the 10-1 victory on Tuesday night at the box over the Nichols Colonels.
Tonight, Labus was efficient and effective. It got us off to a good start. I thought I'd see a little more velocity tonight. A little disappointed that didn't happen, but still he got the job done. And then we had several good at bats. We had back-to-back home runs, I think, with Watson and Bain. It was nice to see Bryce Jordan have a big night. Bain had a big night. Slaughter hit the ball hard a couple of times. That was good to see. I mean, there were Antoine with a good rip against a left-handed pitcher. So there were an awful lot of good things. It was good to get Bain back out there on the mound. He hadn't pitched in a couple of weeks. I was worried he was going to be real rusty. It took him, I think, 3 pitches to kind of get into the zone there. And once he did, I thought he looked really sharp. So it was a nice win and a good tune-up as we get ready for a huge series this weekend in College Station.
Offensively, it looked like you guys were able to pretty much do everything that you want your team to do, executing like hit runs.
Yeah. Well, I keep striving for more, and I know sometimes I'm unreasonably demanding with our players, because I'll find that the little things that we did wrong that could come back and haunt us in a big game against a team that we're competing against in the SEC. And we had a base running thing where Bryce got hit by the ball. That's really inexcusable. You've got to be able to avoid that ball. That's an RBI single and perhaps go all the way to third base. Instead, we end up not scoring an additional run. Waddy struck out there with the bases loaded. You like your best hitter to be able to put that ball in play and get your run. And there were a couple other little things, but nobody's perfect. The team can't be perfect. If they were perfect, the games would never end. It would be a perpetual game, and you would not get home to your wife at night, which I would be very disappointed about. So we have to make some mistakes to be able to let the game come to an end at some point. You know what I mean? But I thought, great hit and run today by Bryce Jordan with runners on first and second. Our bullpen once again was fantastic. I mean, there were several really positive things tonight. So we're going to dwell on the positive, get these guys feeling like they can go to College Station and get this job done this weekend.
Were you encouraged by some of the at-bats from Fiducia, given how he struggled?
Very much so. We've beaten that horse dead on Fiducia, and we've worked with him, and Sean's been great with him and keeping him pumped up. And Fiducia let it rip tonight, and he hit. He would have had a really big night if that kid didn't make a tremendous catch with the bases loaded. I thought when he hit that ball, it might be a grand slam. As it turns out, it was but a sacrifice fly because of the tremendous play. But I thought Hunter played a really good, solid game. Hit the ball hard, hit the ball in the clutch, and that was very encouraging.
Did you put Levis back out there for the sixth or
No, he was coming out anyway. And Beck was coming in. It was a 4-1 game. We were lucky it was 4-1. They hit that ball hard. We turned a nice double play, and then they had a double that should have scored a run. We got fortunate that the ball bounced over the fence and then they ground a double, and they had to put the runner back at third base. So I thought that was it for Levis. I thought it was the right time to take him out and bring Matthew in, and I thought Matthew was tremendous, as were all the rest of the guys in the bullpen.
Paul, I don't know if we're going to be able to get you tomorrow with Pro Day along across the street,
okay.
but
thanks for the heads up.
Yeah, just letting you know. For College Station, I don't know what you know on Texas A&M so far, what that matchup's going to be like.
Well, we've had unbelievable games with Texas A&M for 5 years. I think they've got us 8 games to 7 right now in the 15 games. I think 8 of them were determined by 1 run. It seemed like all 15 were determined by 1 run. 2 teams have been very evenly matched over these last 5 years. This is our 4th trip to College Station. They've only been here twice. How did that happen, huh? But I knew that was going to be the case when we had to go there the first 2 years that they were in the league. But it's a great venue over there. A lot of enthusiasm by their fans. Their team is well coached. They're a quality team, and just looking forward to the competition. I believe our guys are ready for it. Obviously we're still without some key players, but I think we're going to go over there and we're going to compete as hard as we can, and hopefully we'll be successful.
Talk about that environment. How much is a game at ULL or your first road series prepare you for that?
Well, nothing totally prepares you for on the road in the SEC. Vanderbilt was a very difficult environment, and Texas A&M is, and we still have some difficult ones to go to in the second half of the SEC schedule. But, those games, get you a little bit more ready. We haven't played that many road games. We've only had 5 true away games. We had the one game at the Shrine on Airline in the Pontiff game, but we were the home team. So we've only had 5 true away games. I'm kind of looking forward to it because I'd like to see the RPI boost, and I'd like to see us, be able to win some tough games on the road, and I think that'll make us a better team if we can pull it off.
Today at LeBears, you told the team if they want to be a contender, they need to elevate their play in a spot like this.
That's what you come to the SEC for, to play against the best teams in the country, not named LSU. And Texas A&M is clearly one of the best teams in the country. They are year in and year out. They were in Omaha last year, as were we. And at some point, you got to beat the best teams. If you want to be a contender, you got to go out there and you got to rise to the occasion, and you got to be able to compete and win against the best teams. And so this is going to be a great challenge for us this weekend. I hope our guys are ready for it. I hope they embrace the challenge. I know I'm excited about it as a coach, but I don't get to pitch and hit and run the bases and do all that kind of stuff. It's really up to the kids, and I think they're going to be looking forward to the challenge.
I don't say easy, but 10-1. You guys exploded on offense tonight and got a pretty significant victory.
Well, it was tough there with the rain delay, and we had just had an all right inning. It was 4-1. They had runners on, but we got out of it, and the rain had just come, and so we were sitting there. We were like, we got to score more runs, or this team's going to come back. So I mean, we came out of that rain delay, put a couple on, and then we just kept tacking on after that. So. I mean, we felt pretty good at the plate, getting us ready to go to a good A&M team, and we're ready to go.
You spent a lot of time already talking about A&M, I guess, because it's significant and you're moving on. And Coach said you guys kind of need to elevate your play if you want to be a contender in this league.
Oh yeah, he's totally right. We need to get in motion. We're 5-4 right now, and I mean, we're right there in the hunt. So I mean, it's not like we're too far behind, but we need to take more aggression and get those close wins. We've lost a couple 1-run, 2-run games, so we need to mainly focus on our hitting and get the job done.
It's a pretty loud place over there. Huh? The fans are.
Oh yeah, when I played there my sophomore year, it was pretty tough. Their whole crowd is in like unison, so it's like it's even twice as loud. So and it's like right on top of you too. So Blue Bell is a hard place to win, and we're gonna go there and we're gonna do our best and take it one game at a time.
I think you guys are 1-4 maybe in true road games so far this year. How much do you stress winning on the road? It kind of proves that you can contend, right?
We're 1-4 in what?
In road games this year.
Okay. Yeah. It's the SEC is a tough environment, and so I mean we got to go out there and play like we can play. We carry a big crowd when we go to places also. So I mean I wouldn't say it's tough. It's tough anymore because we've already gotten used to it throughout the season. So it's not like a huge disadvantage. But I mean it's definitely an advantage to play at your home park, and we're gonna go out there and we're gonna try our best and try to cancel out that noise and. Just get the job done.
You hope offense kind of carries from the last couple of games here?
Oh yeah, I definitely hope so, and that's why I'm pretty pumped that we came out tonight and put up a huge spot on the boards, and hopefully it'll carry over.
Can you talk about the play of Anton Duplantis? He's been pretty consistent at the dish for you guys.
Antoine's like one of the best hitters and most consistent hitters I've ever played with. His freshman year, he will never have a bad game. It's like, I mean, he'll go 0 for 4, but the next game he'll go 4 for 4. So it's like, I mean, did he even have a bad game?
It cancels it out.
Yeah, it cancons it out, and I mean, he gets the job done every time. Antoine's one of the best hitters I've ever seen play the game, and I've played around a lot of good players, a couple first rounders, and he's definitely up there. So, yeah, I mean, his brother's a beast.
Maybe some things to work on.
Yeah, I'll say there's a lot of stuff I still got to work on. Like the first couple innings, I felt like my mechanics were a lot better than what they have been the past couple of games, but I still need to fix my front hip flying open. So like the 4th and 5th innings when I really felt like I started flying open really bad, and then a lot of my pitches didn't have movement on it, I started leaving the balls up. So I just got to go out there and we'll keep working with the AD on getting my mechanics back and stop letting my front hip fly open so early.
Is that the next challenge to kind of break through that 5th inning plateau, make it deeper into games?
Yeah, I'll say so, because all my starts so far have been 4 or 5 innings. So I feel like I just gotta get more endurance and all that. I feel like once I get that, then I'll be able to go.
Coming off that back surgery and everything, right? I mean, it's you're having to still work to get back into it.
Yeah, I still have to do rehab all the time with Corey. Still do core work. So I still gotta go do rehab and stuff, but it's just not as much as what it was when I was first coming back.
What's been Coach Manera's message about going to Texas A&M this weekend? I know he's told us that if you guys want to be contenders, you need to elevate your play in a tough spot like that.
Yeah, he's pretty much just told us to like just go out there and just keep doing what we're doing. So like we're hitting the ball really good right now the past couple games. So we just gotta go out, and the pitching's been really good too. So we just gotta go out there and just keep playing the ball we've been playing. I feel like if we do that, then we'll be good this weekend.
Jordy, LSU baseball a little past the halfway mark of the regular season, 56-game slate, and there's been some ups and downs, some question marks, a couple of injuries, although coach has been adamant about not using injuries as an excuse, because injuries happen to everybody, just, sometimes more than others. But anyway, I think baseball fans, you got to get reminded every year that there's a long way to go, and we've seen LSU teams turn it on in May.
They're exactly where they were a year ago to date.
Right.
5-4, 19-11.
But there's
I understand, but I understand that. The bullpen's been spectacular. Eight scoreless innings in a row that they've pitched. But the young arms, you know about baseball. What do you think of Labus? What do you think of Storrs? Have you seen enough of them to think that they might be the future for LSU?
I've seen enough to think they might be the future. But, how long can they go before they hit that wall, like you guys did as a freshman in basketball? You get to about that 28th, 29th game, and it's more intensity than high school, even though you maybe played 30 or more games in high school. In fact, I know you did. So it'll be when do they hit that wall, or Coach Dunham, Coach Maneri bringing them along like they need to, and I'm sure they are. These guys know what they're doing when it comes to that. I've seen enough, to answer your question, I've seen enough out of those guys to believe that they can be very, very good. And, of course, Hilliard is the surprise story of the season. In fact, Hilliard, we got a graphic for you, co-freshman of the week. As he has cherry-picked a bunch of wins. He's got an incredible curveball.
Is he a Friday night starter eventually?
I think yes. I mean, he's a co-freshman of the week, shared it with a guy from Kentucky. He's got a spin rate on his curveball that's phenomenal. Better than Alex Lang's if you get into the numbers of these things. 6-1, ERA .76. I mean, that's
crazy.
Unheard of.
And he's pitching against SEC competition.
Yeah, and he may go out there and get shelled one game. That's baseball, okay? But he is the #1 good story, surprise story, best story of LSU baseball so far this season. And he is setting the table to be a Friday night guy in the future, if not by the end of this year.
Baseball, I got summed up very, very quickly and very adroitly in my mind. As you see the schedule with Texas A&M Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then back to the box for Louisiana Tech.
Who's a good team.
Who's a very good team. But the Yankees had their home opener, and their billion-dollar player Giancarlo Stanton strikes out 5 times. Go 0 for 5, 5 strikeouts. He's getting booed after the 3rd strikeout by the Yankee fans. And what does he do the next day?
It's the hardest ball hit this year so far, the big home run, and the Yankees roll. Well, he got, that's in baseball terms, he got the golden sombrero.
Yes.
Because when you strike out 3 times, it's the hat trick.
Yeah.
4 times, it's the sombrero. 5 times, it's the golden sombrero.
Has anybody ever done 6?
Ooh, I guess somewhere it may have happened. I don't know.
The whiff.
Anyway, we're going to take a break, come back. We got some more baseball for you, including hearing from the guy we were just talking about, Ma'Khel Hilliard. We'll get some more baseball recap back to the Mississippi State series and let you hear from Ma'Khel Hilliard, who, as we said, has been the #1 surprise story, positive thing to date with the LSU baseball squad. Jordy Hultberg, Tommy Chrysant, spread the roar. You're watching Tigers Roar on Pelican Sports TV. Stay with us.
It's a male thing. He knows who no one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
See it, hear it, feel Feel it. Monster Jam. See Gravedigger, Mutant Super Soda, and more. Brought to you by Southern Quality Ford Dealers. The fun begins at the pit party, where you can meet the drivers, get autographs, take pictures, and see the trucks up close. Get your free pit party pass at participating Southern Quality Ford dealer location. Coming to Raising Cane's Ritter Center, April 6th through 8th. For show details, visit monsterjam.com today.
Woodburners, serving South Louisiana since 1977, is a family-owned and operated company with over 30 years of experience. They're the fireplace experts, providing upscale products at an affordable price. Fireplaces, glass doors, wood stoves and stove chimneys, mantles, screens, gas logs, and tool sets. Visit online at woodburnersinc.com. Call 225-752-2590 or stop by 10510 Airline Highway in Baton Rouge.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-654-9927, 800-654-9927.
My name is Dr. Nicole Rogers, and I'm here in Old Metairie, Louisiana at Hair Restoration of the South, where your hair is our care. And I'd like to invite you to come and visit and discuss various options for treatment of thinning hair. These can include both medical and surgical options. You don't have to go straight to surgery. In the meantime, feel free to check out our website, hairrestorationofthesouth.com, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Cypress Lake Apartments are conveniently located off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge, a CLK multifamily management property. Come see this community, which has many amenities including swimming pools, fitness room, playground, and much more. 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartments. Stop by Cypress Lake Apartments, call 225-293-6789, or go online, live at cypresslakeapts.com. Continue with Tigers Raw, still talking some baseball. We were talking about Ma'Khel Hilliard. Well, part of the reason he was named the co-freshman of the week in the Southeastern Conference, his performance against Mississippi State in Game 3, which the Tigers did win of the 3-game set last weekend out at the box.
And that was a rubber band. They needed that one to win the series, so very important.
Game,
right, very
so
important.
Here's some comments from Coach Paul Mainieri and the freshman from Central High School. He pitched them in the state championship last year, beating West Monroe, a game that nobody thought they would win, but they did, in part because of Ma'Khel Hilliard. Here's Paul Mainieri and Ma'Khel Hilliard talking about Game 3, a win in the series against Mississippi State.
You know, what non-winners do is somebody makes an error behind them, then they give up a hit, and then they give up a hit, and then they go in and blame their teammates for it. Ma'Khel just has that knack to be able to raise his game, much like a guy like Aaron Nola used to do. I'm not comparing him ability yet to Aaron Nola, but Nola could do that. Whenever there was a jam, he could take his game to another level, and I see those same traits in Ma'Khel. You know, I mean, Bain, of course, is doing the best that he can, and he's a huge player for us. But he got to the base a little bit late there and dropped the throw. And instead of Ma'Khel pouting about it, he just went out there and competed hard and got us through the inning.
What does that do for Ma'Khel's mental toughness, being so young, especially to be able to get out of that?
You know, I don't even think of him as being young anymore. He's already, I don't know how many innings he's into the season, but he's been doing this for us all year. You know, he's got unflappable confidence. You know, it doesn't matter. Nothing's too big for him. He's got the most awesome temperament where he he has that inner confidence, but he doesn't he's not boastful. You know, he's not showboaty. He doesn't show up his teammates. He's a good teammate to his own teammates. And did I say show up? He doesn't show up the opponent. You know, when he does something good, he's really good to his teammates. He's got it, man. He's just a good kid and got good ability, and he's having a lot of success. And I couldn't be happier for him or our team because of it.
It's always easier for you to teach after a win as opposed to a loss, but you kind of killed your own rally when Bain hits the double and then gets picked off.
Well, you know, I shouldn't have put that on. That was dumb on my part to put the sacrifice bunt on. You know, I should have realized, you know, Bain he hasn't been running the bases for 4 years, and I played this game, and I know what it's like to have that lead when a guy's sacrifice bunting, a lead at second base, and you know, he pulls back at the last second. You're wanting to get to third base, and that's a tough read, and he hasn't done it for 4 years. So I put him in a position that was really difficult, and I regretted it. You know, I couldn't hardly blame the kid, really. It was my fault. It was a dumb move, and, you know, I shouldn't have done it.
Paul, the home run by Cabrera, as soon as Billingsley gets out of the game, what does that do to give you guys just a little bit of a breather?
I tell you, Billingsley, man, he was tough today. I told you you're going to throw 80% sliders. And he did, and he threw a lot of good ones, and he also backed it up with 90 to 92, so you couldn't just sit on the slider. So he was tough. But, you know, hey, listen, I think Daniel's well past the struggles against left-handed pitchers, and he came in, and they brought the lefty in, and he drilled that one into the stands, and what a relief it was. You know, 1-0 games are hard to win. So you get a little bit of breathing room. I felt confident with Bush on the mound. We had Beck in the pen. We even had Bain warm up in case we had to bring him in off second base. So I felt like a three-run lead was going to be enough. And then when Watson hit the solo home run there in the bottom of the 8th inning, it just gave us a little bit more cushion.
A lot of struggles in the bunt game.
Yeah.
Do you have to rethink how you use that?
No. They were all three of them were the right things to do. Hal's that's got to be a part of his game. I mean, he's obviously not the best hitter on our team. He reminds me a lot of me as a player, to be honest with you. Not a very good hitter, you know, defensive specialist, but you have to be able to advance runners, and he's got to go in those batting cages and bunt 1,000 balls because those are plays that he's got to get the ball down for us. You know, Bo was typically a good bunter. He had a wonderful bunt safety squeeze in the College World Series against Oregon State, and he just didn't get it done there. But I thought we needed one more run. We needed to get the runner to third base where he could come home on a fly ball, and I think that was the right thing to do there. We just didn't execute at that moment, but we'll get better at it. I mean, we just, you know, it's every aspect of the game is tough. You know, everybody thinks bunting's so easy, but the guy's out there throwing a ball 90 miles an hour with the slider, and you still have to put a round bat on a round ball and put it in the right place. So it's difficult. We just got to work at it and get a little bit better.
It didn't work out so well. He took a lot of pitches, and I just felt like I needed to fill up the strike zone a little bit more to get the hitters to start swinging.
The coach said that winners don't complain. You know, when the infielders botched what could be a double play, you kind of, you know, locked in and got it done. How did you approach that situation?
Just kept doing what I was supposed to do. I mean, that's the duty of a pitcher. I mean, you have to throw up zeros no matter what. If the infield makes errors, I don't really think of it as their fault. I think of it as my fault. I should have made a better pitch and got better location on that ball.
The 6th inning, I think it was, bases were loaded, and you got out of it. That was a...
Yeah, it was a tough one. Didn't have a lot of calls that I thought I would have. Just had to make those pitches better. I didn't think I hit that last batter, but I mean, that was my fault, and I should have been better in that. So I just trusted in my defense and tried to get more outs.
What did like little roll you buried on Allen there to get him out? 3-2 pitch. What made you kind of think you could get him a chase on?
He was swinging at it all game, and I thought I shouldn't even change anything on it. Just use the same location that I was working on the whole game.
What did AD say to you when he came out before that at bat?
Just keep going at him. He asked me how I felt, and I said great. And he told me I need to execute my pitches more and get this last batter.
After that first inning,
it looked like that, does it almost make you a better pitcher? Is that when you're at your best, when there's a little room for error?
I feel like, yeah, I'm a better pitcher. My focus goes up. Everything is heightened, and I just try to work on getting my pitches to do exactly what I want them to do and hit my locations and trusting my defense.
After that first inning, it looked like Bain came over and gave you a big hug on the way into the dugout. What did he say to you?
Yeah, he was thanking me for picking him up. And though he had a few errors during the game, but I told him just shake it off and keep it rolling.
Do you hear how loud it gets in here when you work out of those jams, or are you just so locked in you don't hear it?
I hear him. I try to build off of that and get that adrenaline pumping so I can spot my pitches or throw a little bit harder, get a little bit more velocity off of my ball. But yeah, I do hear it. It's pretty cool. Amazing.
You're not a guy that shows a lot of emotion, but it looked like you showed a little bit after that end of that 6th inning. It's kind of what made that jam stand out.
I felt like I wasn't getting the calls, man. I was getting kind of mad, getting kind of frustrated, but once I gained my composure and I got that last out, I felt amazing.
Feel a little bit of relief after last week, after that first run finally scored.
Yeah, look, it's good to get a win after a loss. I mean, it was a tough loss last weekend against a very good team, but we came back and we won this series. So.
Are you surprised you've had this much success this fast?
Honestly, yeah. I wasn't thinking of being a starter early on in the season. Thought I was going to be a closer, but once I became a starter, I just kept doing what I needed to do and giving my team as much time to score as possible, and it's been going well for me.
When does that inner confidence come from you out there when you're able to get out of games like that?
Just being in situations like this a lot of the times, I feel like just second sense, you know. During summer ball, there's a lot of situations like this, and you can either get nervous and miss a spot or give up a base hit, or you can battle the hitter and get him out.
We continue with Tigers Roar, a little Maikel Hilliard. What? Keep an eye on that guy.
You know, it's amazing. You know, baseball lets you talk to freshmen. Basketball lets you talk to freshmen. Football, you can't touch them. What are they afraid of? I don't understand that.
That'd be a good question for Ed Orgeron.
I don't understand that.
In the off
Nick Saban started that.
What is the purpose? What is your? I'm okay with it, but can you tell us why you want to do that?
Look how articulate Hilliard was, and I mean, it was terrific.
Yeah. Hey, let's take a break. We come back. We got a little bit of softball and then a little bit of a LSU basketball recruit who is supposed to be all that.
He might be the one and done guy.
Of chips, probably a one and done guy. We'll throw those two things on you when we come back with more of Tigers Roar on Pelican Sports TV.
Seriously, we got to get to the bottom of that.
Hello. Hola. 你好.
Experience what the Baton Rouge International School can offer your children. Now welcoming displaced students for short and long-term stability.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 800-383-8177. 800-383-8177.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what we were trying to do, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. Not showing up on time, not answering the phone, somebody running with your money. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, HardiePlank, or siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. Service is everything we have. It's the foundation of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. Over 60% of our customers is customer referral. We're a local company here in Baton Rouge, built in Baton Rouge, staying in Baton Rouge. Okay. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. It's built the old-fashioned way, with a handshake. Here at Relief Windows, it's an honor to be official window, door, and siding company of LSU Athletics, from one winning team to another.
One event with high-octane energy, heart-pounding action, and non-stop excitement. Monster Jam, see Gravedigger, Mutant Super Soda, and more. Presented by official partners America's Best Contacts and Eyeglasses, BKT Tires, and Southern Quality Ford dealers. Tickets start at $15. Coming to Raising Cane's Ritter Center, April 6th through 8th. For tickets and details, visit monsterjam.com today.
Acord Eye Clinic Vision Source is located on Perkins Road in Baton Rouge, offering full-service optical and lab work. Dr. Shonda Acord and the professionally trained staff pride themselves on service, complete eye exams, help with contact lenses, and selection of frames featuring Silhouette, Gucci, Jimmy Choo, and all the top lines. State-of-the-art equipment including Optimap, which digitally photographs your retina. Call Acord Eye Clinic for an appointment, 225-767-3937. That's 225-767-3937. Visit the website, visionsource-br.com. All patients of all ages are welcome. Acord Eye Clinic, Vision Source. Lady Tiger softball coach Beth Torina's team with a nice win this week against the McNeese State squad. Let's get a little recap from Coach Beth Torina, Lady
runs.
Tiger softball.
Home Run City.
Stretch it out, stretch it out.
Yeah.
Hey, how long has Carly Hoover been on the LSU softball team?
17 years or
I mean,
something
my
like that.
goodness gracious.
Well, when they start as a freshman, they tend to be around.
She's still pitching.
It's like, I swear to God, when I was in college, I thought Major Ogilvy played football for Bama for like 9 years.
Tennessee fooled everybody. They had all those Colquitt punters, like 3 in a row. It's like, God, dog, at Colquitt, he's still punting. He's all
Here's,
good.
Beth Torina talking some Lady Tiger softball.
Carly Hoover with a standout pitching performance tonight for LSU. The 6'2" senior allows just one hit with 9 Ks. She was fantastic, Yvette.
She was dominating, 9 strikeouts, came within an eyelash of throwing another no-hitter, and just using every pitch in her arsenal, just blowing the ball past the Cowgirls, keeping that ball in the outside corner, and you can see the strikeouts here, and was completely masterful in the circle.
She did give up 3 walks and hit 3 batters, and also had a hit taken off the board back in the 4th inning due to an error. But LSU's offense was what really dominated in this game. Of their 9 hits, 5 of them were home runs, and Shemaya Sanchez led the hit parade.
The Tiger eyes must have been like so big in the dugout when Sanchez started this off with the home run here, and then the onslaught continued with Doyle, and everybody wants to get in the action here. 5 on the day. Sanchez comes up with her 2nd home run of the day.
Schlattman with 1 over the scoreboard in left, and Surratt would finish with a long gone bomb into left center field. LSU just misses the school record of 7 home runs. They finish with 5. LSU 9, McNeese 1.
Mentioned the early expectations for Will Wade's basketball team. They're way too early poll, the odds in Vegas. Everything's flying around now that the NCAA tournament is over. Naz Reid, one of the top recruits in the nation.
Big tall dude.
Big tall guy. As
Did you know?
said, probably a one and done.
I believe he went to the same high school. He's from the same city as Greg Cook, the former Roselle, New Jersey. He's from Roselle High School.
Could be more than one high school there.
But I think he's from Roselle High School, and I think Greg Cook may rest in peace.
Call your coach, Dale Brown. He'll know the answer to that.
I'll find out.
Let's take a look at some clips on Naz Reid, a soon-to-be LSU Tiger for Will Wade.
.com national basketball analyst Eric Bossi. I'm here with LSU signee, McDonald's All-American, and 5-star Naz Reid. Naz, to make it to the McDonald's All-American game, you know, it's something that you worked for your whole life. You're here. What's it like to finally be here?
It's amazing, you know, competing with a lot of top players in the country. You know, everybody can. It just proves that everybody can do what you can do. So you have to do something to stick out.
How have practices gone for you so far? Like, who do you feel like you've had some good battles with on the inside?
Yeah, you know, just going at it with EJ, Jalen, you know, Nasir, you know, just a lot. There's a lot of battles, you know, and there's a lot of competing, you know. But practice, it's been great so far.
But now you get to turn. Today you get a scrimmage. Tomorrow you get the game. Like, who on the West squad are you like? I need a piece of that guy. Like, I want to take him out. Like, who are you gonna be talking trash with when you're out there?
Everybody. I'm here. I'm ready to play. So.
What do you think the viewing public who hasn't gotten to see Naz Reid is going to see, you know, especially like LSU fans? Like, what kind of preview are you going to give them of what you can do out there?
Just everything, you know, every bit of my game, you know, shooting, dribbling, scoring, you know, just every bit, passing, just a whole bunch.
What do you think you need to focus on? You know, looking at LSU, should have, you know, a nice group of pieces back. You guys got a great recruiting class coming in. What do you feel about the recruiting class you're bringing, and then what do you feel you're going to bring to the table individually to help them make that next step from NIT to the NCAA tournament?
I feel really good about the recruiting class. You know, me, Javante, you know, being at the wheel of the first commits, we kind of felt like we needed to add more pieces, and, you know, we got Darius and Emmett, which was great for us. I feel like as a unit, we can do a lot to get out of the NIT and get to the NCAA. You know, it's going to take a lot of hard work and dedication, but I think we're all willing to do it.
And then, you know, kid from the East Coast, new coach at LSU with Will Wade, you know, I think it kind of surprised people at first when they got so deep with you and were right there, and then became real like he's going there. You know, what was it that really set Will Wade and his staff apart? Like, was there some, like, unique personal thing they did that's like, hey, I got to go here?
For them to make Louisiana feel like it was home for me, you know, I'm a Jersey person. Like, I don't really want to leave the state. So, like, for me being able to go to Louisiana and making it was like, it felt like I was home. I felt I was home still. So, like, for them being able to do that was just, I feel like I can trust them and things like that. And then basketball obviously speaks for itself.
Put a wrap on this week's edition of Tigers Roar. I want to make my Masters prediction.
Uh-oh.
I have a lefty sitting to my left. I'm a lefty, and I'm going to go with lefty Phil Mickelson, not lefty Bubba Watson.
That'd be great.
I'm going Phil Mickelson to win the Masters. It'll all happen on Sunday afternoon on the back nine. I'll get it going round one Thursday. Weather's supposed to be good for the most part at Augusta National, the first of the 4 golfing majors. And Jordy, you got an awesome story from the par 3 contest.
I don't know who's going to win. I just want Tiger Woods to be in the mix. I want him charging come Sunday on the back nine. I think that would be great. But I saw the 3-part today, and they're so traditional, and it's so cool.
It's on the lighter side.
Nicholas, Gary Player, Tom Watson, and they're all 3 hitting the ball lights out. In fact, Tom Watson won the 3-part tournament. But on the, I can't remember, it was the 8th hole. They all hit, and Jack Nicklaus had his grandson carrying his bag, and he said, "Go ahead, let's hit one. Go ahead and hit one." All these people everywhere. It's on national television. 15-year-old kid gets up there. I mean, just pure as gold. Hits the green. It's a precise spot, rolls it back into the cup, hole in one. Hole in one. His first hole in one in his life, and the place went nuts. Jack Nicklaus started crying. He rated it as the greatest moment, the greatest Masters moment he's ever been a part of.
Wow. And you can find it on YouTube. I searched it a little earlier this evening.
Pretty cool.
Just type in Nicklaus Par 3 tournament, and you'll get to it. It's not a long video. It's worth checking out.
And you know what's great about it? As soon as he hit it, you heard Gary Player go, "Oh, you're going to like that one."
Oh, they know it.
I mean, as soon as he hit it.
So let's hope
Pure.
it's a heck of a Masters. Of course, LSU baseball, 3 tough ones. They will go Hess, Gilbert, Hilliard, 1, 2, 3, Thursday, Friday, Saturday series.
I like Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I like those.
Keeps your Sunday open
Yeah.
there. And then, of course, you got LSU football with a scrimmage on Saturday.
Big coaches clinic.
The coaches clinic with Joe Gibbs talking. So, I mean, a lot happening. Not to mention Major League Baseball's full speed ahead now.
Astros are going crazy. They're going crazy.
5 in a row. They're 6-1.
They came from behind on Wednesday.
Gave out over 1,100 World Series rings. All employees.
1,100? Really?
If you're a groundskeeper, concession stand worker.
Good for them.
If you worked, now they might have got a different version of the ring.
But still, that's awesome.
They gave over 1,100 World Series rings out to anyone who played a role full-time with the Astros. Even if you were the groundskeeper, you sold popcorn. If you worked for the Astros, you got a ring.
I've got to tell you, when I was with LSU doing the football games and they won a national championship, I got a ring, and I'm doing radio. I got a football with all the history of the season on it. It was very kind of LSU to do that. So
Very,
well
very
done.
good. So
well done.
Great move by those Houston Astros over there. So, hey, it all rolls on. The Masters, of course, the PGA Tour stop in New Orleans at the end of this month on the West Bank at Avondale, the TPC of Louisiana. So if you have never been to a pro golf tournament, go to that. It's a 2-man team event. The
It's
only
fun.
one of its likes on the tour. If you've never seen true pros hit a golf ball, you need to go check that out. And, of course, all the other stuff that's going on, man. It's a busy time as we roll into April, huh? We got
And the Pelicans are fighting for their playoff lives there.
We got a couple easy games
there.
coming
They
up.
got
We gotta
Memphis. They got Phoenix. They got to win those two. They got 5 left. They got to win 3 of the 5, in my opinion, to secure a playoff spot.
Right. As we sit here with the camera rolling, they got 5 left. Memphis on Wednesday night in the Smoothie King Arena in New Orleans.
Right.
All right, another Tigers
The big blender.
roar
The big blender.
is in the
What
books.
number is this? Number, I know you have it written down.
372.
Oh!
Hey, it takes a lot of people to put Tigers Roar together. We appreciate everybody's work, the people behind the camera and that work Tuesday and Wednesday putting this thing together. Most importantly, we thank you for watching the program and spreading the roar. Jordy Hultberg, Tommy Christ saying we'll talk to you again on Pelican Sports TV. Stay with us.
It's time to find out the truth about health insurance.
True or false? I can't get health insurance because I missed the open enrollment period. False.
If you had a life change such as moving, getting married, having a child, or a job loss, you are eligible to buy a new policy.
I don't have a life-changing event, so I can't get health insurance. False.
You can purchase affordable short-term policies even if it's not open enrollment.
I have to spend hours shopping around for an insurance policy that's right for me. False.
Call Healthcare will connect you with licensed agents that do the work for you, comparing hundreds of options, making sure you get a policy that fits all your needs at the best price.
Call now and we'll connect you to a licensed agent that will answer all your questions. The call and the service are free, so what are you waiting for?
Call Healthcare, getting the coverage you need at a price you can afford. Call now. Representatives are standing by to assist you.
My name is Dr. Nicole Rogers, and I'm here in Old Metairie, Louisiana at Hair Restoration of the South, where your hair is our care. And I'd like to invite you to come and visit and discuss various options for treatment of thinning hair. These can include both medical and surgical options. You don't have to go straight to surgery. In the meantime, feel free to check out our website, hairrestorationofthesouth.com, and we look forward to seeing you soon.